the wind has picked up a bit, but it's not blowing that much that we expected. But the swells and the sea is not that comfy. We have a swell from our port side, making the boat roll a bit, and we have wind waves from the front, so it's a bit uncomfortable. I've seen some boats are leaving. Maybe you think like it's not that comfy. Maybe it will change when the wind pick up.
Marcus is just jumping into the water to check the anchor again. We are now in the right direction, where the wind is going to pick up even more, and yeah, we are going to have a northeasterly direction of the wind, and that's the direction that we have been pulling the anchor since sometime this night. So Marcus is checking that it's still in the right direction, even the anchor. And if all is good, we have decided that we will stay here. The swell has calmed down a bit and are now in the same direction as the wind waves. So it should be pretty okay to ride out this weather here.
The anchor has set really well, so I feel confident that we can sleep safe for the rest of our stay here at Marie-Galante.
We just put up the tent because since it's going to be so much rain the coming days, if we want to do any projects on the boat that requires either getting the tools or do something out here, we need some kind of rain protection to not have to cover everything up all the time. It's 12 p.m. Right now, and I think we have already have like 10 squalls since we got up around 8 this morning. So it's a lot of rain, which is great because there's no salt left on the boat. It's been a while since we got one of those really heavy squalls, so that's on the plus side, but we also need some kind of rain protection out here, which is also nice because now we can actually sit out here, eat by the table, and just have our little extra room back.
Since it will be raining a couple of days now, I've started some projects. I will sand and varnish the gangway.
As the sun slowly crept into the sky, it filled the morning air with warmth and life. Sounds of birds in harmony, and you there right next to me.
I've now cleaned all the parts, the tree trimming from like old varnish that had gone loose. I did it with a small knife, and now I'm sanding all the pieces so I can clean them again and then varnish them. Sanding is it's a hard and it's a boring job. Lucky me, I have some podcast in my ears so I can continue for some hours, but it's better to do a thorough job, since if you varnish, if the sanding is not thorough done, it will not look great. So I think it's worth it. Everything is now sanded and cleaned, and I've also put some masking tape around all the parts that I will now vanish. So come on, so let's see how the first layer of vanish will look like.
Is this the fun part?
This is definitely the fun part.
And I'm super scared I will touch something, so I back slowly away, back to my little corner by the computer. I'm trying to make a sugar cake today, or at least that's what we call them in Sweden.
Sockerkaka.
Sockerkaka. Just felt like I needed something else to do, since we can't go ashore in this weather. We're kind of stuck in the boat, but yeah, the weather is getting better, so it should be over soon. And now we wait for, I don't know, 45 minutes or something. Looks ready.
We're done.
Yeah.
Nom nom nom.
Today's varnishing project turned into a nighttime project. It's been very warm today, so it wasn't really possible to put the varnish on earlier. Now when it's dark, the temperature drops quite fast, so now it's okay. But we should really have eaten that cake before. Pretty good. Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
Oh! Okay.
It was yummy. Nice.
Yes.
Definitely what I needed. Nom nom. I've now done 2 coats of this high gloss extra UV protection varnish. The plan was to use a matte varnish, like a satin matte finish varnish on the second 2 coats. But unfortunately the can with that varnish has cured or hardened, so I wasn't able to use it. Therefore we just leave it with 2 coats of this high gloss varnish and do the satin finish, matte finish another time. I think this will look good anyway. The whole interior of the boat is this matte satin finish, but the outside is short tables and some other parts here is this glossy, shiny varnish. Hi!
Hi!
As we mentioned before, we said that we couldn't go in when the weather was bad with the dinghy. It's because under high load the propeller free spins. Probably the rubber thing that drives the prop and saves the prop. See, if we hit something, it's old, so the propeller free spins under high load. When only me on board, it almost all the time works great, but yeah, we wouldn't risk it. It's quite hard to row and paddle the dinghy in the heavy weather, and yeah, we wouldn't risk to just drift out in the Caribbean Sea. It wouldn't be worth it, but it worked fine for me.
And you had to go in to get rid of the garbage, right?
Yeah, and I had to go in to get rid of the garbage before we sail tomorrow, and in a few days we will meet up with some friends that have a new prop for us, and then we will be yeah, it will be great again with the engine, hopefully, with the outboard for the dinghy. We're ready to leave Marie-Galante. It's a beautiful day today. The wind is calm and nice, and it's some sun finally, and we're ready to go for a nice sailing. Hopefully we can get a nice calm anchorage. We have had some struggles sleeping a couple of nights, so it will be nice. Looking forward to a nice sailing. The sail was really what we hoped for. It's a super smooth sail. We have a broad reach, just cruising along in 5.5 knots and just enjoying.
And with that, it's time to end this week's episode. We had hoped we should be able to see a little bit more of Marie-Galante, but well, the weather often decides where we go and when, and today was time to move on. So maybe we get back here sometime in the future, you never know, but for now it's fair winds to you guys, and see you next week. Bye!